Imagine a world where sleep was not just a biological necessity, but a dangerous portal into a different reality. To the ancient Sumerians and Akkadians living between the Tigris and Euphrates, a dream was not something you had. Inside your head, it was something you saw, a phenomenon they called Shudda-Nadalu. They believed that while you slept, an entity stood at your head, a wind-like force known as the Zakik. This wasn't a private theater of repressed desires, it was a cosmic battleground, a political charter, and a direct line of communication with the divine. The history of the human mind is effectively the history of how we've related to our own sleep, and today we are uncovering the architecture of the oldest recorded human dreams. We start in the 25th century BCE with King Enedum of Lagash. On a limestone monument known as the Stele of the Vultures, we find the earliest contemporary record of a dream in history. Enedum was locked in a bloody border war over a fertile plain. He didn't just decide to attack, he entered the temple to incubate a vision. As he lay there, the god Ningirsu physically stood at his head, commanding him to strike and promising that corpses would reach the horizon. Here, the dream functioned as political propaganda. It was a divine legal document that absolved the king of the guilt of war. But as we move from the stone monuments of kings to the literary tablets of the people, the dreams become more complex and terrifying. In the poem Dumuzi's Dream, we witness the world's first recorded nightmare. Dumuzi, the shepherd king, sees a montage of haunting symbols, reeds trembling, a churn breaking, and predators seizing his flock. He wakes in a panic, crying out for his sister Geshenana. She becomes the first dream analyst in history, decoding these symbols as a prophecy of his own death at the hands of demons. This marks a profound shift in human consciousness. The moment the dream became a code that required a professional to decipher. Then there is Gudea of Lagash, who reigned centuries later. For Gudea, the dream was a form of technology transfer. Through a highly ritualized incubation, he received the blueprints for a massive temple. In his vision, he saw a divine warrior, a goddess holding a tablet of stars, and an architect with a lapis lazuli plan. These weren't just images, they were digital files downloaded into his mind. This suggests that the ancients didn't see creativity as an internal spark, but as an external revelation. Even in the wild, the dream was a tool for survival. When the hero Lugalbanda was left for dead in a mountain cave, it was a dream, God appearing as a wild bull that gave him the shamanic instructions to heal himself. But as Mesopotamian civilization matured, these raw, terrifying encounters were replaced by bureaucracy. The Assyrian dream book turned the night into a set of data, creating rigid, if-then, formulas. If you eat a raven in a dream, you will have income. The dream was no longer a conversation, it was an omen to be managed. Why did our ancestors experience the night this way? Some scholars like Julian Jaynes suggest a radical idea, the bicameral mind. He argued that early humans didn't have subjective consciousness. Their brains were split, and they perceived their own right hemisphere thoughts as external, auditory hallucinations, the voices of gods. As the world became more complex, these voices faded, and the gods retreated. The forgotten history of these dreams is the story of that silence. We have gained the introspective, private space of the modern mind, but we have lost the crowded, vibrant night of the ancients. By reconstructing these narratives from shattered clay and stone, we remember a time when the night was not empty. It was filled with ghosts, messengers, and meanings. The oldest dreams were not shadows within the skull, they were the lights by which humanity first navigated the dark. If you want to explore more about how the ancient world shaped the way we think today, make sure to subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever had a dream that felt like a message from somewhere else? Let's keep the conversation